Hello and welcome to this week's edition of McBookie's Top Tartan Tips, and I'm joined as ever by Tam McManus and Mark Walker. It's the quarter-finals of the Scottish Cup this weekend, so I'm just going to ask the boys who they think will progress from each game. Mark, I'll come to you first.
Fairly obviously, Celtic and Rangers I expect to go through against the Dundee teams. I would imagine Hearts will go through against St Mirren. The only possible shock, if you could call it that, would be Motherwell to beat Hibs. I saw Hibs last week. They're really struggling with firepower at the moment, struggling with bodies, struggling with numbers, and if there's going to be any shock, I would say there's a good chance it could be at Fir Park. So I'll go for Motherwell to go through.
Tam, do you agree with Mark, or do you think it'll be Hibs that beat Motherwell?
I think it'll be more of a shock if Hibs score, to be honest. But I'm going to go for Celtic, Rangers, Hearts, Hibs. I think that Hibs will sneak it. I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals in that game. That could go to penalties as well. Both teams, I think, one win out of 20 combined, Hibs and Motherwell. So not expecting a classic, but I think Hibs will go through, and so I'll go for the Old Firm and the Edinburgh 2.
That's great. So we'll look at the other games on the SPFL card this weekend. Tam, I'll come to you first on that. What's your best bet?
I'm going to go for Airdrie, 13-8 away to Falkirk. Airdrie flying. Unfortunately, Cove Rangers are flying as well, so they can't. They're not making up much ground, but Airdrie are going well. They're winning a lot of games, keeping clean sheets, scoring goals. Falkirk still a bit hit and miss, so I think that's a big price. Airdrie away to Falkirk, so I'll go for 13-8 Airdrie.
Yeah, if anyone can catch Cove, it does look like it's going to be Airdrie. Mark, what's your best bet?
I dropped down to League 2. I'm going to go for Annan Athletic to beat Elgin. I'm surprised their odds against it. I thought they'd be 5-4 to win. I think they won 4 out of the last 5 games, scored 4 goals in the last 2 games. Went up to Borough Briggs a couple of weeks ago and beat them as well. Elgin have been really struggling. Lately, I think they've only had one. They haven't won away from home this year. So the 5-4 for Annan, I think, is a good price to beat Elgin.
So there you go. Tam is going for Airdrie to beat Falkirk at 13-8, and Mark is going for Annan to beat Elgin at 5-4. If you're having a bet this weekend, then remember to have a look at the McBookie site, and the best of luck.